After the fall of the Han Dynasty in AD 220, the United Empire of China splintered into a collection of competing kingdoms for nearly 400 years. The Sui dynasty came to power in 589 and managed to reunify the country, but only lasted 4 decades. The next 2 dynasties, the Tang and the Sung, ruled for about 300 years each and restored order and prosperity to China. The Tang came to power in 618 and built a strong and efficient central government. Tang rulers also rebuilt the military and expanded China's territory. The Tang capital of Chang'an, which held about 2 million people, was the largest city in the world at the time. When the Sung dynasty came to power in 960, its rulers reduced the size of the empire. Fearing barbarian tribes to the north, the Sung concentrated their power in China's heartland. Under the Sung, jobs in the government were awarded on merit, where a person's skills counted more in getting a job than wealth or social status. As a result, skilled bureaucrats filled government jobs. For this reason, the Sung dynasty is often called the era of good government. Under Tang and Sung rule, China's population blossomed, and its cities prospered. But this golden age came to an end in the late 1200s, when Mongol tribes from the north swept across China and took power. Under the Mongols and the Ming dynasty that followed them, contact between China and the outside world was renewed. A thriving sea trade grew, and the Silk Road, an ancient trade route linking China and the Mediterranean, came into use once more after centuries of neglect. With expanded trade, outsiders flooded into China. By 1433, the Ming Emperor decided that these outsiders posed a threat to Chinese ways of life. So he closed China to outsiders. Although China had withdrawn from the world, it had already influenced much of Asia, particularly nearby Japan. In its early history, Japan had no written language, so educated Japanese learned to read and write in Chinese. In about AD 500, the Japanese developed a system known as kanji, which used Chinese characters to represent Japanese words. The Japanese also imported the Buddhist religion from China. Over time, this religion became a lasting part of Japanese culture. Buddhism, along with Confucianism, also adopted from China, became guides to good government and personal behavior. Buddhism influenced all facets of Japanese life. For much of its early history, local clans controlled Japan. These large families kept control over vast lands, and they often fought each other to gain more lands. About AD 200 or 300, the Yamato clan conquered the others and installed the first Japanese emperor. Since then, every one of Japan's emperors has descended from this family. By 1185, the influence of the emperors had faded. Power had shifted back to the clans, headed by powerful lords called daimyo. Japan became increasingly lawless and violent as the daimyo struggled to gain more land and power in the hopes of becoming the military commander, or shogun, who controlled all of Japan. Each daimyo employed private armies of loyal warriors. Some of these warriors were the highly trained samurai. They lived by a strict code of conduct called Bushido, or the way of the warrior. Bushido required them to show courage, loyalty, courtesy, and pride at all times. In the early 1600s, the age of samurai warfare ended. With the help of a new weapon, the gun, the warlord Tokugawa Ieyasu defeated his rivals and unified Japan. feudal system ended in the 1870s when Japan began changing into a modern society. But the samurai ideals of Bushido lived on and continue to be an important part of Japanese culture today.